Oh my God. All right, all right, all right. All right. Welcome, 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 everyone. All right, all right, all right, all right. If you are on TikTok, give me some likes and they'll invite some people. Y'all on TikTok, give me some likes, invite some people. Welcome everybody. I want y'all to tell me where you checking in from, where you checking in from tonight while I get my theme music. Ah, yeah, I want something a little slow tonight. All right, y'all, give me some likes so I can get some people to come over on TikTok. Give me some likes. All right, all right, all right. Where you checking this over? Okay, so we got some people checking in from Los Angeles, Memphis, Tennessee, Arizona in the building, Connecticut in the Vancouver, Canada in the building. All right, all right, all right. Plano, Texas, Miami, Florida. I got all my stuff going. I got all different. I got me a little nice little setup. We got somebody from New Jersey. The bookshelf. Thank you. You love my bookshelf. I do too. I appreciate you. All right, y'all give me some likes over here on TikTok because TikTok says if you give me likes, they will invite more people. All right, y'all. All right, welcome everybody to where else you calling from? Let's see. We got some people from Phoenix, Arizona, Ohio in the building. We got Montreal, Los Angeles, hola, Houston, Texas in the building. All right, y'all, keep it coming. We got Michigan, Chi-Town, New Jersey, Delaware, Virginia, Alabama in the building, Tokyo. Oh, wow. Somebody listening to me from Tokyo, thank you so much for joining me. I know you could be anywhere in the world. Somebody from New York City and Georgia in the building. All right, y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I appreciate you. We got somebody from Washington, D.C. All right, all right, all right, all right. Thank y'all for coming. Invite your friends, family. All right, y'all. I am Coach Ken. And I've got, listen, I'm proud of my setup now. So I got TikTok, YouTube and Facebook on my computer. On this phone, I've got TikTok, and on this phone, I got Instagram. Y'all, I am super hyped. We've been doing this all week. Um, and so tonight we're going to finish up the self-love discovery. Experience. We've been doing it for the whole week. This is part 4. If you have not seen part 1, 2, and 3, I need you to go back. I saved them on Instagram. I saved them on YouTube and Facebook. Unfortunately, TikTok won't let me save it, but you can go over to YouTube, look under Coach Ken Canyon, and you can watch them. Hey, listen, y'all, this is a Friday evening. I know that you could be anywhere in the world. You could be anywhere in the world, but you are here with me tonight. Now, I've got a question for you. Those of you who've been here for nights 1, 2, or 3, say, I have. I want you to write in the comment section, say, I have. And if you've been here, I want to know if it's beneficial to you. If it's been beneficial to you. But what I want you to do is I have. Okay. Betsy says I have. All right. Who else has been here all night? Okay. So Philly 824, I have. I have. All right. Y'all. So that means y'all coming back for Leah says I have. Jennifer says I have. All right, y'all. So thank you for being here once more. Tonight, I wanted to kind of finish up this. I'm going to be doing lives pretty much every day leading up to June 1st. It's going to be a different topic. And I might come on at different times, but I'm going to let everybody know. So appreciate all of you guys coming. But what I want to say tonight is A lot of you got the mini course. A lot of you bought the mini course, the self-love experience mini course. I appreciate that. Thank you. I like my glasses too. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So what we're going to do tonight, I want to tell you all something tonight. And I want you to understand why this is so important. In part one, I talked about why self-love is actually important in attracting more romantic love. All right. And then I went on down to part two and part three. I began talking about what self-love is, what prevents us from having it, from getting it. And then I went through just go back, y'all. I can't even go through everything that I've been through, what we did. But here's what I'm gonna do tonight. I am going to go over something that a lot of people want to understand. Because think about it like this: a lot of people I coach have experienced some trauma. Whether it's been molestation, whether it's been mom and dad didn't love me, whether it's been abandonment, whether it's been, it could be in the relationships that I've been in, the people that I've been in the relationships with did not value me. But either way, you have come to a place where you do not you do not have an affinity for yourself. You blame yourself. I talked last night about forgiveness. One of the rules of self-love is being able to forgive yourself. I wasn't talking about forgiving someone else, although that helps, but the idea that if you forgive yourself, what it does, it releases the resistance in your life so that you can attract love in your life. And so the reason I went over all of that for the last 3 days is because I wanted people to get an understanding of how this whole thing, self-love, works. Now, what I'm going to get into tonight, I'm going to talk about what we call the self-profile, the self-love profile. And so what I'm going to do is go through the actual steps. And some of you who got the mini course, and I'm going to tell the rest of you who did not get it, you need to get the mini course, and I'm going to talk about how you get it. It's called the self-love experience. You need to get that mini course because some of you are in what I call, you're in this emotional whirlwind. You want a great relationship. And y'all, if you have seen my videos, you understand that at the end of the day, I believe in love. I believe that there are great relationships out there. I believe that there are good men out there. I believe that there are good women out there. I also believe there are not so good men, not so good women. But I'm going to tell you something. I am putting together relationships. I am keeping relationships together. I am coaching people so that they can attract the people of their dreams. And y'all, I have to go back to why I did this. I got to give you my story. For those of you, if this is your first time here tonight, I've got to go back to why I did this. And I got to go back to April 1st. I said April 4th or April 1st. It's one of them. 2020, during COVID. And what I did was I decided that I was going to go live every single day, Monday through Friday, for a year and a half. Every day I was going to teach people about how to attract love, how to find love, and then how to find love, and then how to maintain it, how to keep it. And so I went live. I remember the first day, I think I had one person. The second day, I had 3 people. And what I realized was I did not matter. What I did was I trusted the process. And I went live every single day. If one person showed up or if 5 people showed up. And ultimately, it caught on. Then people start coming. Then I had 10. Then I had 20. 30, 40, 50 people, but there was one particular lady who was there almost near the beginning. she came to me and she inboxed me and said, I want you to coach me. And then I explained to her what my coaching rate was. She said, I cannot afford your rate. And I understood that. So I told her, I said, well, what I want you to do is I want you to watch every video that I put out, every single video. All right. And I said, watch every video. So she watched every video. She would inbox me questions. She would say, Coach, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do this? And then, y'all, she was just there. And she said, I had had so many bad relationships. I had so many problems. I had so many things that went wrong. I didn't know where to start. Does that sound like any of you? But last week, y'all, she sent me a text of her new boo, and she's actually getting married in the fall. She said, can you come to my wedding? I was floored. I was so ecstatic. And I said, of course I'm going to be there. But here's what she said. She said to me, what you said about self-love. She said, what you told me, what you taught me about self-love was the reason I was able to attract him. When I begin loving myself, I begin changing my energy. And when I begin changing my energy, I started attracting a different quality of guy. And when I changed my energy, I remember there are things that happened in my life. I got raises on my job, and I didn't attribute it to what you had said until later on. And she said, when I met my guy, then I knew how to date. I knew how to ask questions. I knew how to collect data, and he appreciated all of it. I did not rush the process. I didn't jump into bed with him because that was my normal routine. That is what I would always do. She said, I remember you saying, if you want something different, you've got to be willing to do something different. And so when she said, I'm getting married, she simply said it. And I thought to myself, wow, I've got to teach. And so I got to teach this self-love experience. So I got to teach it. All right. And so what I decided to do was I decided to do a mini course because y'all, I can't meet everybody. But what I can do is, so every day, so I just jumped in the studio. I said, listen, we're going to put it together. It's going to be what all it is we're going to introduce people to what self-love is, how it works, how to get there, what to do, all of that. But I'm going to do it in a short video. I'm going to do it in 4 videos. 4 videos that I'm going to drip to people so they can get it, y'all. All it is an introduction. And see, once you get the introduction, here's how the brain works. Once you introduce the brain to something new, many of you can't change because, see, here's the thing. I understand. I have written 8 books. I've sold over 500,000 books and the reason I've done that is because I've studied the brain for 15 years. Why do we do what we do? I've studied the subconscious mind. I've studied the conscious mind, and I understand why it is we do what we do. And one of the things is when you want to change anything, I've got to be willing to introduce a new thought to my brain, right? And so, y'all, I got allergies. and it's pollen out there, it's been killing me. But so when I introduce your brain to something new, all that happens is I just open the neural pathways to a new thought. And see, if I can open your neural pathways to a new thought, I can introduce a new concept to you, right? But if I don't introduce the thought to you, I can't introduce a new concept. And so with this mini course that I've done 2 things. Number 1, I've opened up your neural pathways by introducing a new thought to you. All right. And so what happens is when I introduce this new thought to you, you're saying, you begin asking the question this: what if what he's saying is right? You begin questioning every thought that you've ever thought. Ooh, y'all, the reason I'm a great coach is because I don't tell you you need to do this. I don't tell you need to do anything. All I do is introduce it to your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind does the work for me. Woo, I'm just getting started, y'all. And so when your subconscious mind begins to ask the question everything that you believed, everything that you thought, now I just opened up your neural pathways to a new concept. Let's get busy. And so any of you who want to start this process, and you know that you have been attracting the same kinds of guys, or ladies. It may be some guys on here, or ladies. You've been attracting the same kind of person. You've had no love, but you also know there is resistance because you don't fully accept yourself. You don't fully love yourself. And if you can't fully love yourself and accept yourself, how in the hell can you expect somebody else to fully love you and accept you? And so many of you say, well, coach, I just don't know how. I just don't know how. And so that's where we start. So for those of you, I want you to start now. At the end of this month, I am doing a challenge called the Self-Love Experience Challenge for 3 days, where I get to really go into depth. You're going to have homework for those of you who want to. The challenge ain't available till next week, but I need you to start prepping for it. I need to introduce you to. So here's what I'm going to do. For those of you on TikTok, for those of you on Instagram, go up to my bio and click on my link tree, and I want you to go buy the self-love experience. Go buy the course. It's a mini course. It is going to change your life. For those of you on YouTube and Facebook, I'm putting it in the comment section right now. I'm putting the link in the comment section. And so you can go and get it as well. Yesterday, we had 30 people buy it. Y'all, the normal price is $97. It's only $47. And listen, for those of you who don't want to invest $47 in yourself, I don't care. Keep listening to the stuff here. It's fine. It's fine with me. It's only people who want to change. I get it. I get it. Some of us, listen, and at the end of the day, y'all, we buy what we want to buy. We buy red bottoms. We buy all kind of shit, but we never invest in ourselves. And then you wonder why I remember my late great bishop he said this to me. He said, Canion, he said, you can never expect to profit from something you haven't invested in. Why is it, y'all, that we expect our relationship to be good? We never invest in it. We never learn how to resolve conflict. We never learn how to communicate. We never learn how to love ourselves, but yet we expect it to be good. Y'all, nowhere on earth, where does that work? All right. And for those of you, there were many of you who got it yesterday, and some people told me already they provided their homework because they looked at the first video. All right. But for those of you who just want to listen to me, listen to me. All right. But those of you who want to go a step further, go up to my link tree. And if you're on TikTok and Instagram, click on the Self-Love Experience mini course. Get the mini course, y'all, because listen, either you want to change or you don't. All right, let me get into it. And those of you on YouTube, and if you're on YouTube and Facebook, I'm putting the link again right in the comment section. All right, so tonight I'm going to talk about the self-profile. And see what the self-profile is the profile is the process by which you begin to attract love. If you go up, Jewel, if you go up to the link tree in my bio, at TikTok, and then you'll see, click on my link tree. You'll see it right in the bio. When you click on the link tree, you'll see the self-love experience in my link tree. All you have to do is click on that. Click on that and you can get it, okay? All right. So here's how it goes. So the self-profile, I need y'all to understand. The self-profile, imagine it like a wheel. And in this wheel, and at the end of this wheel, I'm going to do what I did last night. Last night, I drew y'all a diagram. I guess I'm going to do it again tonight. Okay. All right. Now, y'all see this circle? The circle. I'm going to do it again tonight. All right. Now, think of this as the self-love wheel. Okay, self-love wheel. I'm writing it up. So think of this as a self-love wheel. All right, you got me? This is the wheel of self-love. Here you are. So I'm gonna draw you. All of you. My drawing ain't that good, but it don't matter. So, all right, that's you. Y'all see me? That's you. This is the self-love wheel. Okay? Now I'm about to show you something that no one else is going to show you because they don't know. All right. So I'm going to show you how you actually obtain self-love. All right, people are ordering the package now. So what I want you to do is I want you to follow me. I want you to follow me, right? So the first thing you've got to understand is you've got to be willing to become conscious. That's not on the wheel. The first part is you've got to become conscious to say, I need to love myself. And see that until you become, Dr. Phil said, you cannot change what you don't acknowledge. Okay. And so when you want to obtain, there has to be a part of you that says, I need this. I need this self-love. I need it because now I can radiate love unto the world. And I talked about it in video 1, how the world, we are reflectors and how we reflect love unto ourselves when we have love inside of us. And then the world wants to give us love. Hey, from Nebraska. And so when I created this wheel, right, I said, let me take each person through the steps of how you arrive at self-love. That's why it's a journey, y'all. And so let me get started. So the first thing you got to do once you become conscious that I need it, that I need self-love, is you go to step 1. And we call that step self-reflection. All right. All right. I'm going to show y'all. All right. Step 1 on the wheel is self-reflection. Here it is. All right. Self-reflection. First off, if you're ever going to get to the point where you love yourself, you actually have to reflect on who you've become and what has happened to you in your life. If you've been molested, if you've been in trauma, if you've been in toxic relationships, what you have to be willing to do is you have to be willing to say, this is what has happened to me, okay? And I take full responsibility, not of what happened to me, not what happened to me, but me moving forward, okay? So when you self-reflect, you say, okay, this happens to me. Now I acknowledge it. I am aware of it. I understand what happened to me, and I don't run from the feeling of this thing that happened to me. And so it might be that I was in a bad relationship. It might be that he cheated on me. It might be that any of those things happened. But what I decided to do was I said, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to reflect on it. And then what I'm going to do after I begin reflecting on it, I'm going to look at my life and begin asking questions about how I arrived. Okay. What did this do to me? If I need to go get therapy, I need to find out how this affected me, how this happened, what happened to me, and how it affected me. And so what happens is, and so when you get to the point where you begin to self-reflect, see, a lot of people don't want to reflect on their life. They don't want to reflect on any situation. They want to suppress it. They want to put it in a box, but you can never grow from that. You can never grow from suppression. You can never go from saying, I'm going to compartmentalize it, put it in a box if I don't ever have to deal with it again. See, growth doesn't happen that way. Growth happens when you ever notice you got a rubber band. You can shoot the rubber band all the way across the room if you pull it back and stretch it. And so what the self-reflection does is allow you to stretch yourself. And so people don't really want to because they don't want to look at it. See, if you self-reflect, here's what you have to do. And in self-reflection, I was doing it with a client today. And the client said, wow, if I had looked at my life, if I had you, coach, I would have been more emotionally intelligent. I would have understood everything and how it affected me. I would have understood what I was doing and the impact that it had on other people's lives. And so then I said, after you self-reflect, the first thing you have to do is you have to be willing to take 100% responsibility for your life. You see, here's the thing. Most people blame everybody else. And I get it. I get it. You didn't cause the trauma. I get it. You wanted to, I get it that he cheated on you or she cheated on you. I get it. But here's where you need to take responsibility. You have to take responsibility for your life moving forward. Because if you're not willing to take responsibility for your life, for your outcome, for your circumstances moving forward, what you're doing is absolving your own self of responsibility, and you will never, ever, ever change your circumstance. And so the reason I tell my clients, let's self-reflect, because then I take responsibility for everything. And so what that does, that leads me to step two. Step two is self-awareness. Woo! Self-awareness. That's step two of the wheel. Right here. Step two, self-awareness. Step two, self-awareness. I know I don't draw good, but the reason why somebody says my coach, my counselor told me this years ago. So get this. When you reflect, here's what happens to you. You begin looking at your emotions. You begin looking at the behavior you've done. You also, then you become self-aware. You become aware of how the things that you have done have impacted your life. And see, y'all, this is the thing. Most people go through life. They are unaware. They're not aware of the things and how the things are affecting them. You're not aware. Watch this. How why this is important. You're not aware that because mama abandoned me, because mama had to work and she abandoned me and she left me with everybody, now I have an anxious attachment style. Now that's the reason why I want him to call or her to call me by 9 o'clock every day and call me before you go to sleep, because I need to feel like the relationship is good. If I'm not self-aware, I don't know that I don't need to be in a relationship with someone who has an avoidant attachment style, because that's just a clash waiting to happen. You see, if I've got an anxious attachment style, I need to be near you. I need to be near you. I need to be around you. I need to know everything's okay. I need you to reassure me that I'm good. But if I'm dating an avoidant attachment style and they're like, I'm avoidant, I don't want to feel, let's not get too close, and that don't work. If I'm not self-aware, I don't know that. I do not know that. So what I'm saying is the reason why this helps you with self-love is because this becoming self-aware, you get to the point where you say, wow, I understand my emotions. I understand my behaviors. I understand the outcomes I've gotten. I understand how I've gotten here. And then all of a sudden, I realize that if I ever want to change, I've got to change some things. I am aware of those things. And y'all, this is super duper powerful, super powerful. And so step three, I talked about this yesterday. Step three is then once you become self-aware, you change your self-concept. For those of you who don't understand that, yesterday I broke down your self-concept. Your self-concept is nothing more than the picture you have in your mind about yourself. Then you have three boxes. You have the picture, which is your self-image. And then you have the next box, which is your self-esteem. Your self-esteem is nothing more, y'all, than the emotion you attach to the picture. So if I think about Coach Ken, I have a good positive picture about myself. I really don't care what other people think, right? And I attach great emotions like happy, fulfilled. I attach like exhilarated, excited. And then what you do is the third box, I explained, if you want me to go through it again, go through it, see it yesterday. Then I say, okay, for those of you who don't have a good picture of yourself and you don't have good emotions about who you are because you've never been taught how to, Then what happens is I tell people, let's focus on the third box. And the third box is your ideal self. Who would you like to become? Who would you like to be? And then as I get all of my students, I said, I want you to write out who you want to become. And I teach them how to write it out. And I said, if you want to become that, then what we've got to do is replace the picture. We've got to replace the picture that you currently have, and we replace it with your ideal self picture. Now, once we replace the picture in your subconscious programming, you're going to attach a different emotion to it, because now the emotion you're attaching is negative. And you're saying, I want to be somebody new. Many of you who are going to get this self-love mini course and who are going to join my challenge that's going to be at the end of the month, the self-love experience challenge, that you're only joining because you want to change the picture. You want to change this picture. You want to be different. You want to say something different. And what I'm saying to every one of you is each one of you have a self-concept. Each one of you have a concept, a picture about yourself. And so what I'm telling people is simply this. I say, listen, y'all, do you know that you can reprogram a different picture? Y'all, it is so powerful, because I told the story on yesterday. I told the story, and I'm going to tell this story again. I'm not that story, another. So yesterday, I began talking about the things, there was some adversity I experienced in my life. And I remember how I explained the adversity, because at first, the way I looked at the adversity as though it was a negative thing. It was just a negative thing. God, how could you do this to me? How many of you asked the question, how could you allow this to happen? God, I can't believe I went in it with the right mindset. How could you do this? Because I am doing everything the right way, yet, here's what I got. That's how I was. And I felt the same way for a while, for about 3 weeks. And I'll tell you guys what the incident was. Years ago, when I was a young man, I went bankrupt. Here I was on all these television shows. Here I was, QVC Home Shopping Network. Here I was in Black Enterprise. I built this company as a young guy, and I lost it all. I lost it all. And I'll never forget the day when the federal agents came by and took everything I had. And I remember, y'all, I'm going to be completely honest. This was years ago, but I got to be honest, right? I tell the truth no matter what. I remember that when they came to get it, I had the day before, one of the guys at the bank had given me the heads up that they were coming. And what I did was I took one computer. I got the computer. I took the computer home. And why did I take the computer? Because I said, one day I'm going to rebuild this. I'm going to rebuild it, because I couldn't see a way. I couldn't see how. All I saw was misery. All I saw was everything that I had worked for went down the tubes. How many of you have been in relationships, and everything you work for, you thought the relationship was one thing and it became something different? And so what I decided to do, one day after 3 weeks of laying depressed and everything, I did one thing that I teach my students to do. The one way you can change your self-concept is this, is you reframe what happened to you. You see, when I looked at it as God deserted me, all my partners deserted me, when I looked at it through that lens, then it was a negative situation, and then my energy was negative. But all of a sudden, one day, I decided I would reframe what it meant to me. Now, listen to me carefully. I'm going to tell you this. Every one of you have things that have happened to you. But the way you change and reprogram your brain is you reframe what it means. Watch this. You see, if the way I reframed it was, I said, all right, I'm going to take this experience. I'm going to teach people how to build a company. I'm going to teach people how to grow. I'm going to use this experience. All of a sudden, I reframe the incident. I reframe what it meant. And now I'm in front of you. That allowed me to write my first book. My first book, this book right here. My first book. I gotta get it. I'm sorry. All right. I don't want nothing to fall. My first book. God, I ain't trying to hear all that. I wrote this book out of my misery. I wrote this book out of my trauma, my first book. And when I wrote the book, y'all, I was a young man then. See, I was a young dude then. But I keep this book because this book helped catapult my career. This book was the first book of 8 books later. This book was the first book of the 500,000 that I've sold. This book came out of me reframing what the event meant. And I wrote about the days I cried, but the whole book wasn't about that. But I wrote about that incident. And all of a sudden, when I reframed it, I said, you know what? This is the reason why. Because if I'm going to be able to help people. Because if I don't tell them what I've been through, if I don't tell them what all has happened to me, then it won't have the same impact. If everything has happened in my life, great. Then the other person they said, you can't relate to me. You can't relate to me because the shit that I've been through, right? And then they're going to say, I don't want to hear it. See, the reason why I can coach you, because me and my wife and I were headed for divorce court, but we put it back together. So when I go teach couples when I show them how we created a conflict resolution system that saved our marriage, they want to hear it. When I tell them that you know what, we couldn't communicate, let me show you how to communicate, they want to hear it. When I told them that she couldn't stand me and I couldn't stand her, now they want to hear it. And see, y'all, you're looking at your thing. Before I'm going to finish the wheel, if you want to see the rest of the stuff on the wheel, go get the mini course. It's in the mini course. But I'm going to tell you one thing before I get up out of here. Everything is necessary. Ooh, everything is necessary. You see, here's what God does. You see, there would be no good without bad. There would be no light without dark. You see, the reason why we know light exists is because darkness exists. There would be no hot without cold. Y'all, what happens in life is this. That polarity, that thing is the thing that helps us become who we're supposed to become. And you look at your bad relationships as though it is not good, but it's necessary because now you know what not to do. You know what signs to look for. You've grown. If you look at everything that you've done as it is necessary, if you look at it as it's necessary, all of a sudden you can reframe it. All of a sudden it has a different meaning. And what will happen is you'll be able to take that. You'll be able to use it and you'll be able to grow from it. Y'all, many of you, there are things that have happened in your life. And in your life, you feel like maybe you're not lovable. But the truth is, you are. The truth is, God will use it all. He will use it all because what he does is he uses imperfect people and he perfects to do a perfect work. He uses imperfect people to do a perfect work. And that perfect work is if I had not gone through what I was going through, what I've gone through, I could not help you. I could not be Coach Ken. I told y'all my stories throughout the whole week. I've told you stories of things that have happened to me, things of how I got here. And what I want to say tonight is this: listen. At the end of the day, you have a purpose too. And some of you want to find love. But the truth is, you got to be love to find love. Love has to be a part of who you are. And the way you become love is you start with loving yourself. And a lot of you, this ain't gonna resonate with you. You know why? Because you don't want to love. All you want to do is be mad. All you want to do is be mad at the world. All you want to do is blame everybody else. And I get it. It's enough blame to go around. But what I want you to do is say, I take responsibility for me. I take responsibility for my outcomes. I take responsibility for my behavior and my actions. I will no longer blame anyone else for me. I want to love me. I want to grow. I want to be a better version of myself. And God is willing, He's willing to do it to help you. You know, I've said this. The Buddhist proverb says, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. But you have to be willing to invest in yourself. You have to be willing to do the work. There are people out there who don't want to do the work. They don't. They don't want to. And I get it. I don't want to force you to. All I know is at this juncture in your life, there are some people who do want to do the work. So this is what I want to say to you. For those of you who say, Coach, I've been listening to you. I've been watching your videos. It's time for me to get off the couch. It's time for me to do something different. It's time for me to take control of my own life. And if that's you, what I want you to do, I want you to go, if you're on TikTok or if you're on Instagram, go up to my bio, click on my link tree, and I want you to start. Let's start with the mini course, the Self-Love Experience mini course. Get it. Start listening over the next 4 days. And then next week, I'm going to give you all a link to join my challenge. I am going to change somebody's destiny. I don't care what people say about me. I don't give a fuck. I don't. What I do, my thing is, I want to empower people. Period. That is all. And though I got so many clients, I got so many testimonials. Listen, it doesn't matter what people say. We got trolls out there who hate their lives. You got trolls out there who come on and say dumb shit. I don't care. If you're on Facebook or you're on YouTube, what I want you to do is I'm putting the mini course right here. The mini course right here, and go to mini course, go buy it. It's $47. Invest in yourself. It's normal. It's gonna be $97 after Mother's Day at midnight. Then it goes up to $97. But you can get it for $47. You save $50. Next week we'll be talking about the challenge, self-love challenge. All this month is about self-love. It is about meeting yourself, getting to know who you are, and becoming a better version of yourself. It's that simple. All right, y'all. That is my time. I am done. I'm done. I won't do any more tonight. We'll come back next week, next Tuesday. But I will say this much to you. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you, because you could be, like I said, anywhere in the world. But you're here with Coach tonight. All right, y'all. That is my time. Y'all have a great weekend, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.